this is what I was showing you before in those slides that for some reason were frozen. I was going through the online etiquette for this class, which is done online. And one of the things I was telling you was about understanding that the communication process is the same communication process. The only thing that is different is that we are mediating our communication through Zoom. And it is important to get to know how this technology works as to enable us to have meaningful conversations. So we were talking about the importance of sharing your video camera, using your microphone when you have a contribution to make, especially when you're working with other students, getting into the habit of being able to see each other and listen to one another. When you join a session in Zoom, you get a message on the screen that says that the host will let you in soon. So be patient and wait until the session is open for you. When you first log in, it is important that you check out your video settings. And to do that, you can go into the up arrow next to the icons of mute and video. And what you see is basically the options. So if you have, for instance, a headset, you need to be sure that you are selecting the appropriate tabs to be able to listen to the conversation and to be able to use a microphone that you have set up to use. So those are the options for you to check before or during Zoom for you to go through them. And we were also saying that communication is 70% body language. So being able to see you, not only to know that you are actually there, but also to be able to engage in conversation. As I was saying to you in the session today, this afternoon, it is important that if I see you nodding, I know that you're understanding the message. If I see you scratching your head, you may have a question. If I see that you, I don't know, raise your hand instead of your virtual hand, then I know you have a question as well. So in other words, do share your camera whenever it is possible as to make this conversation more effective. I understand if sometimes you won't be able to do that, but do let us know as well to be mindful. And also we were talking about setting up your screen in a place where we can see you. The light is important, so the room, how you stage your video, where you stage it is also very, very important. And some of the tips that I was sharing with you were, for instance, if you are in the option in Zoom of watching the video conferencing in gallery, which is like the first and second pictures where you can see everybody, that could be really tiring. So we know that if you're looking at yourself at the screen, you can get really, really tired because that adds on additional stress. You know, being mindful of how you look in the camera could generate that kind of stress. But you could actually activate the speaker view instead of the gallery, and you can actually make yourself disappear. So we were talking about exploring the options that you have in the screen. In that square, there is an option with, if you click on more or the three dots, you can hide your camera. So you don't see yourself, you see other people, but you don't see you yourself. Or you can actually activate a virtual background, which can also help you to, forget of where you are, physically and give a sense of a more virtual environment. And you can also do that through the options in the video settings. When we send you to work to a breakout room, that's another space within the main session, we have some rules as well to follow. So if you are working with another person or a group of people, let's say you are in a group of 5 students, do make an effort to activate your camera, to open it so that people can see that you're there and other people can see you, and so that your conversation is more effective as well, knowing that there's someone there addressing you and there's you to address other people. It is important. If you're doing these sessions as well with people who are actually at the University of Manchester, let's think about a hybrid space. It is important as well to be mindful of the sound issues, especially for those who are on campus. You may want to use a headset if you are in a breakout room with other people. Also, it is important that when you are working with other students, you are mindful that you have to have an active participation within that group. And that could involve you being the facilitator of the conversation, the one person who takes notes and makes posts if necessary, or even the spokesperson. So what we're trying to get you to understand here is that when you are sent out to work with other people, it is important that you are proactive, that you're active, and that you take different roles. And these roles can change, and you can, I don't know, you can do one role one day, another role a different day, and so on and so forth. Pay attention to the messages that the teacher is sending you on the screen. Usually something like, you have 2 minutes left, I'll bring you back to plenary, and so on. Keep an eye on time, stay on track with the activity that you are doing. If you need help, there's a help function. And utilize all the other settings and functions that we have in Zoom. You can share your screen, you can use a chat box to interact with your peers. And this is how it looks like. You have that on the screen. You have the button of ask for help. Share screen. And last but not least, it is important that you turn up early to the sessions. To treat your virtual classroom as if you were in a normal face-to-face conversation. To prepare in advance. Usually we have readings to do, so make sure that you read the articles, that you take notes of those ideas, because it is important that you have certain understanding of the topics before discussing them in groups with other peers. Put your hand up if you have to speak, if you have questions, or just send us a text message via chat box. And also, why not reacting to other people's contributions? You may want to follow up a comment, ask a question, react using the function of thumbs up or clapping or smiling. Now we have different reactions in Zoom, so make sure that you use them. Finally, well, there you go. You have now a bit of a visual of how you can react, lower your hand, and send other non-verbal communication to Zoom. Yeah, well, that's it in regards to online etiquette. And as you can